This is Cogan Cassius for I From London, where the... start again. This is Cogan Cassius... Shush, Dave. This is Cogan Cassius for I From London, where the... It's your fault! I know where we are, I've been saying it all night.
You've been here all night?
This is Cogan Cassius for I From London. We're at the Bowlers Exhibition Centre here in Manchester for the Dave Coldwell Show, The Real Deal. With me I've got promoter Dave Coldwell. Alright, Dave?
Alright, mate.
One more fight left of the night. I thought I'd get you now in between Nurse's fight and Clarkson's fight because we have to get a train back, otherwise we'll be stranded in Manchester.
Yeah.
You pleased with tonight's show?
Do you know what? Surprisingly pleased. When Singleton got pulled off, I was kind of disappointed. And everyone that's been talking to me, I've been kind of saying, well, it's not one of my better shows. But when you look at the fights that have happened tonight, they've been absolutely brilliant. You know, the first three fights, I thought, I was talking about the home fight, I thought the first one we was a bit lucky to get a win. I thought it was more of a draw. The second fight, I'm absolutely devastated because my prospect got knocked out in the first round in his debut. And the third fight, the home fight, I got beat as well. The fourth fight, my guy gets dropped twice in a round to give me
Liam Conroy.
Yeah, gives me heart attacks. So yeah, it's been a good show, and then Liam Anran's fans just ballistic again.
So no one can really accuse you of just putting in your fighters in with someone just to get the W on their record, because
no, because I like to. I want fighters that down the line they're going to be challenging and being equipped to challenge for major titles, because I think you need learning fights for that. I've always said that real fights make real fighters. So I want them to learn, and it's not good just beating up on journeymen that come, tuck up, don't do anything. The odd fights you get like that, and they don't interest me. And it's like we've been there's been two I think tonight where it's been kind of like that. You know.
In an ideal world, is it ideal to have two shows back to back?
No, not at all. But when you get an opportunity to be doing a show on Sky Television with Eddie, you know, if that's your date, that's your date. That's what you got to do. This show came first, so you know, I weren't gonna turn that down. So yeah, it's not ideal, but yeah, sometimes things have to happen that way. I think we've done it before. I think we've done Sheffield, then Manchester before, back to back. But nothing quite on this scale where obviously Woodhouse Matthews is involved in press conferences and weigh-ins, so I'm having to be up in Liverpool travelling back, and you know, back and forth with the two shows. But you know, we got there. We've got a good team.
Are you going to try and put the Nurse and Singleton fight back on? No.
Done it twice. Won a purse bid. Done it twice. Pulled out me twice. I believe he's giving it up to move up to welterweight, whatever way. It's not happening. Well, it's not happening on one of our shows anyway, that's for sure. And that's through no fault of Tyrone. Tyrone's, you know, Tyrone and his dad, they said, you know, please keep us on. We'll fight whoever. Well, it's got to be a real fight. It can't just have somebody that's not going to even try. So we got Christoph Zott, and he's come over and he's letting shots go, and he's a dangerous kid. He's 17-5, 17-6. Was going to be a Kevin Mitchell opponent. Was talked about. So on paper that was a good last minute replacement. They was like, yeah, not a problem. So you know, he's gone in there and done the business.
Moving on now to obviously tomorrow night. Big one at the Olympia.
Yeah.
What? First of all, I apologise because I interviewed you and Eddie for about 10 minutes earlier, and lost. Do you remember seeing my face at the end of the interview? Going, do you remember that?
Me and Eddie did say that ended a little bit abrupt
because it just stopped.
Yeah, but I've got to ask you, if that was an interview with just Sir Eddie Hearn,
that's unfair.
Would that have happened?
That's unfair.
Would that have happened? That's
unfair.
Okay.
You can't say I'm biased towards Eddie Hearn.
I'm not saying you're biased. I'm just saying perhaps.
Is it a bit like Man United getting penalties at Old Trafford?
No, Man United deserve penalties at Old Trafford.
Is it like Man United getting 9 minutes of injury time in every game?
If there's plenty of injuries, Man United deserve 9 minutes of injury time.
Is it one of them?
Yeah.
Listen, I apologise because it's actually quite a good interview with you and
it was.
Edward. We'll try and recreate it.
It's never the same.
Are you at the Hilton tomorrow?
Yeah.
In the day?
Yeah. I'm finishing up here. I'm staying in Manchester tonight because we're going to be finished late, and then going to shoot over in the morning.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's try
and
and
do some shopping. I've got to get some new
shopping
shoes.
Or shopping?
Shopping. Get some new shoes. Can't wear these for tomorrow.
No, you're all right. You'll get away with it. We're going to try and recreate this tomorrow. As soon as I see you and Edward...
Don't recreate. Do something new, original.
Okay, well that's what I really meant.
Okay.
Tomorrow night, obviously, Derry and Curtis. It's been a bit weird because they started all this Twitter beef, and then they've simmered it down a little bit. They've looked a little bit friendly in certain, like in that interview the other day they did with Eddie, and then in the press conference they were giving it. They were giving it.
Yeah.
And then today it's like, all right, look, everything's done now. We've weighed in. Let's just get it on.
They had a bit of chat on face to face, didn't they?
Yeah.
That got a little bit heated. It's business, isn't it? It's business now. Before they were good mates. They are good mates, and after the fight they'll be good mates. But they're going to go in there trying to punch each other's heads off, and that's a fact, And I think there's no place for being friends in that ring tomorrow. There'll be a lot of respect after, but I expect the fight to be hard. I expect listen, there might be a few low blows in there from either band. There won't be none of this matey stuff. It's gonna be quite brutal, I think. Then after the fight, then it'll be all pals.
Oh, I'm not going to ask you and be unfair and say, do you want to win in that? But have you got an idea in your head what will happen in this fight? Without saying it, you don't have to say it because it is unfair for me to ask.
I can see both men winning it. I can see reasons why both men can win it, and that's not just sitting on fence. That's that's how it is. Obviously, I'm perhaps closer to one person than the other. That's just how it is. But I can see both men winning. I can see Curtis getting knocked out. I can see Derek getting stopped. It's one of those fights. So there are a few different ways that I see the fight going. When Derry's saying that he's going to stand in the centre of the ring, come out to the centre of the ring and stand there bombing, I don't actually think that they will. I'd be quite surprised if he does. If he does, great. I think it's going to be an even better fight than what I think it's going to be. But I don't think he will.
Over in Stratford tomorrow, the Copper Box, another one of your fighters fighting for the British title against Frankie Gavin, David Barnes.
Yeah.
It would be an almighty upset if he was to pull that off, David.
No doubt it would be. This is boxing. You can't write everybody off. I mean, the thing about Barnesy is years and years and years ago, back in the day, he beat James Eyre when he weren't supposed to, really, but he put up such a performance. He's not really recreated that since throughout his career. I know he's a two-time two-weight division champion, but he's not recreated that form, that bit of hope that we had for him. But now he's got an opportunity, and he knows it's his last opportunity really. So he's got to go in there, he's got to put it online, and he's got to really go for it. Will he do it? I don't know. It depends which David Barnes turns up, but I think everybody knows, or people that know me know that what I think of Frankie Gavin. I think he's a great talent, a really good talent. So for Barnesy to win that fight, he's got to be at the absolute best that he can be, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay. I just need to say, atmosphere in the bowlers tonight was absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. It's amazing, wasn't it?
When I first walked in, I thought there was like an African band in the background somewhere. It was a really good atmosphere. Yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, it was. You got a blend in there tonight. Usually it's just Hanrahan's fans that are making all the noise, but tonight, Liam Conroy's fans were absolutely balmy. It was so loud, you couldn't hear anything, and then obviously you got Hanrahan's as well. It's just brilliant. We've got some great young prospects, but we've got young prospects with some great fans, and that's what I appreciate. And everybody at Core Boxing, we appreciate that, because people like yourself that come and sample atmosphere, you go away thinking, bloody hell, that was something.
Listen, I've been to, like you probably have been to places like Boardwalk Hall where you could literally hear a pin drop, and you could just see no excitement with people like Adrian Broner fighting and Andre Ward fighting. You can hear, and then you come here to places like here, where that atmosphere and the crowd is that much buzzing, which is technically deemed as a small hall show, but then
this is what I'm saying. I mean, with tonight, this is non-title, no big names on the bill. We've got about 1,100 people in here. That's not bad. Your call only holds about 13, 12, and when they have title fights on television, they have about 1,200-1,300 people in there. So it's a small hall. I don't buy into that. It's non-television television shows for me, and I'm not being funny. why the quality of the shows that we put on and what people are seeing on the Coldwell television app, everybody says it. You know, stuff like that. Why is that not on television? All right, Sky's got a bigger plan, but what, you know, Box Nation's a great channel showing great international fights, brilliant. But it don't show anything on a domestic level, you know. And the stuff that it does show, not being funny, these shows can compete with that. We do it, you know. Every single show is the exact same. We don't have. It's not a one-off that you've come and see tonight. This is a low-key show tonight. You know, I haven't gone out and blasted it advertising-wise because we haven't really got a top of the bill. But you won't guess that from there. You know, if you had these fights on some big arena, the atmosphere would be crap. You know, but you see, this gets people buzzing. It gets people talking about it. There's a lot more to boxing than just arena shows. There's a lot more to boxing than you know, just international fights. You know, this is where it's happening. You know, and for me, I think there's kids like this that are getting the grounding. They're going to come through. You know, and hopefully in time, you know, we get a TV deal. You know, hopefully it's Channel 5. I mean, there's Channel 5. There's Sky. There's Box Nation. There's you don't screen live. You know, but there's other options out there, and hopefully BT Sport have come into the game. I'm not saying it just because I've been quite quiet really, I think, about this whole television thing, but it does piss you off after a while because you're putting in, you know, you've got a track record of putting on good shows all the time, and you've got fighters that are giving it everything all the time, and the crowd that's making a great atmosphere all the time, and people that are watching on the app thinking it's, you know, a great event all the time. Well, surely it's worth a crack on television. But you know, we'll see what happens in future. If not, we just carry on doing what we're doing, and the people that pay for the tickets, the people that tune in on Coldwell TV, will carry on being, you know, entertained.
All right. Well, Dave Coldwell, thank you very much for giving us your time. Thank you for the invite. Thank you for the ringside seat. Don't even get one of them off.
Front row, ringside, promoter's guest.
Absolutely. But thanks for talking to us. And listen, obviously I'll see you tomorrow. And listen, if I ever see you and Eddie together tomorrow, I'm just going to roll, see what happens. If not, we'll get you after the show.
Okay, I'll believe what I say. Thanks very much.
This is Kugan Cassius with Dave Coldwell here at the Bowlers Exhibition Centre here in Manchester for iFilm London. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Cheers.